Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special video showcase we're going to be once again returning to the Marvel UK Transformers comic. We're up to issue 13 now, and this originally came out from the 9th of March in 1985. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick flick through the pages, we'll stop at anything that's interesting or that stands out. There is another Designer Decepticon competition inside, which is always interesting. And then what we'll do after that is we'll go nice and slowly back to the beginning of the actual story, and I'll give you opportunity to read it yourself. You may have to use the pause button and sometimes the zoom, but you should be able to see enough to be able to read it. The thing that makes this interesting is that these are different stories and different artwork compared to what were released in the comics that were in America, and for that reason they are exclusives. So you might want to have a quick look at how different it was. So let's start off with, they're starting with a new story, The Enemy Within, and they're headlining with Has Brawn Changed Sides. As I've already mentioned at the top there, we could see this was 27 pence and it was fortnightly, and there you go, 9th of March. Funnily enough, that is the date of my birthday, and I would have been 6 on the day that this came out. There we go, bit of trivia. So here we go, let's look inside. So we've got an Autobot fact file, we've got Windcharger, it's got a few facts about him there. And then I believe it was last issue there was a competition to win some Insecticons, but they're still using what must be pre-production shots, because you can see they've still got the red bits of plastic, which should obviously, as we all know, be yellow. And as I flip through the pages, the funny thing is that you'll see, although this is a Transformers comic, there's not actually that much Transformers comic inside. You've got Chromebots, we've got a Machine Man, we've got quite a few things. We've also got a watch which has nothing to do with Marvel or Transformers. But here we go, here's the main story. Again, I'm going to go through it nice and slow so you can read it all once I've just got to the end. What you may notice as well is that the artwork does look very different. It is quite dark compared to the American stories that started off. So you'll notice that when we come to read it as well. Also, yes, I know some of it's in black and white, but I've got my trusty book here as always, so you'll have the opportunity to read this all in complete full colour. They were obviously still doing cost-cutting effects back then to save the money, but here we go. So here we go, we've got Designer Decepticon again. That's quite a tongue twister. And this guy here, this Blue Jet, what have they called him? Oh no, Bunker Blunder. Yeah, that must be him. He looks a bit like Tracon in the Fair Swoop, doesn't he? The European exclusive. We've got a guy called Chopper there. He could quite easily be Alpha Bravo, but he's not a Decepticon. So I think these are quite good designs. I'd love to know if they actually did take any from them. There's been a few that have been very close to looking like actual figures. But yeah, there we go. That literally, them 6 or 8 pages just went past, is the end of the actual Transformers story. So what we're going to do, continue on through here, and then we'll go back to the actual story in a minute. So it's still advertising Return of the Jedi, the comic that was there. Here's the other comic strip that was running alongside it, Machine Man. And there you've got Are You a Nutty Inventor? We've got Robot Roundup, which is still in. Metal Mickey, he was on a UK game show, I believe, to be honest. And then there's interesting, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger there, of course, because he was the Terminator. We've got an opportunity there to subscribe. And there we go, we've got another comic strip, Matt and the Cat. And then the end of the Machine Man there. The figures that were still advertising at the time, here they are still the Autobot cars, so we're still on wave 1 of the Generation 1 continuity of figures. I'm going to be quiet now, and I'm going to enable you guys to read the UK exclusive story, The Enemy Within. Hope you enjoy it. I'll catch up with you at the end. And there we go. So that's the end of chapter 1. So obviously you can see how much different the artwork is. I'm sure most of you probably thought that was Prime, but of course it's not. It's Sideswipe. And of course they are drawn much more like their toys, like obviously Brawn's arms are there exactly like the figure, and of course Bumblebee, he's looking exactly like the toy, isn't he? Very much so, even with his head plate behind him. So quite a bit different. That was the chapter 1. I will be continuing obviously with the rest of the issues. I'll still try and get 2 done a week. So thank you for your nice comments and the fact that you're still enjoying doing this. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's an opportunity there for you to read it if you haven't already. So of course guys, thanks for your comments, thanks for your subscriptions, and of course please take care.